employment problem in Palestine. So I think it's important for us, if we make a decision that we don't want to only survive, we want to go beyond survival, we want to thrive. We need to create that vision, because without that vision, it's not going to happen. It's got to be in your head before it comes out in the real world. But it's existing. Its existence is in your mind. You just need to get it out of your mind and put it here. This table was not here until somebody made it up in their head. So we're going to look at goal setting. Our goals need to be achievable, they need to be measurable and relevant. I don't want to become an astronaut. I can't become an astronaut. I hate physics. So it's something that is relating to what you're doing and where you can, provide other people and help them. So we need to plan ahead, and I think we need to plan ahead that we want to export. You want to create your own company, you want to make real money, you have to get out of Palestine, whether physically or mentally, or like the Kazakhstani guy. I want to get out and reach that global market that is in a huge need of services. Focus on awesome service, of course, and we can talk about that. I mentioned that to, where is my son? Oh, she's not here. And focus on the community. What can we do to help each other? If I made it, what can I do to give back and make get my neighbor to make it? Because if we both make it, then they can help somebody else that I might know, or somebody else that might know, and then maybe Palestine will flourish. We want to thrive. We don't want to survive. We've been surviving for too long. And planning is very important. If we don't plan, if we don't have that business plan coming out on paper, what you have in your head, you want to draw. I've got a client who's like more an artist. When she puts down her business plan, she doesn't write it down. She actually makes this kind of collage. She gets the photos from magazines and puts it together and says, the first 3 months I'm going to be doing this, but it's not in writing. She gets photos. In her head, this is how she can see the world. So it doesn't have to be it's something in writing. The business plan doesn't have to be something in writing. You can be creative and lateral thinking about it. It's important that we don't fail. But we only fail if we do not implement. I've got so many ideas in my head. If I don't go out there and do them on a daily basis and have this discipline, get up early in the morning, not, rock at 12 o'clock, work really long hours, and we all are, we're known for being hard workers. Most of our family is fallahin. My family was fallahin. So, my grandparents, sorry. So so it's in our genes that we work hard, but we just need to plan ahead. And before we kind of say, this is my business, this is where I want to go, you want to surround yourself with the right people, what I call the winner circle. What's your circle? Are they basement people or are they balcony people? Do you know what that is? The balcony person, while you're walking down the street, is seeing you successful, you're doing really well. They cheer you on, good on you, go more, do more. You want those people on your team. You want your husband to be that person on the balcony. You don't want your husband or wife to be in the basement telling you, what kind of idea have you got in here? We go get a job, because we need to eat. Your ideas don't make us any money. I'm sick of it, right? You want your partner, first thing, to be on the balcony, not in the basement. The basement is one will tell you, come down to my level. It's nice here. We hardly do anything. We don't risk, we don't live, we don't realize our potential. So you need to know who's your basement person, get them out. Bye-bye. Find more balcony people around you and work with them, because there's lots of people who are like that. You just need to go and find them. You need to find the right fit employees. Sorry, I actually forgot to bring like a profile. It's called Myers-Briggs. If you look it up on the internet, it actually gives you a profile of what kind of person you are when you're working as a worker. So there's 4 types of people, you know, in how they work, how they approach work. And it could kind of vary. It's not like, you know, this is it. The dominant person, they call D. The dominant person is someone who is like a leader. He pushes hard. He gets things done. He's more interested in the big vision and wants to get other people to do the detail. Nothing's wrong. That's just the way they are. This is God's given talent. Okay? We need all of those people, and I'll go through them in a sec. So the dominant person needs to kind of have the followers follow him. But they're not good attention to detail people. And that's their weakness. Their strength is they're charismatic, they push through, they get things done, they get people to follow them. But when they come to get the project done, oh, I forgot this and I forgot that. That's if they want to control the whole thing. There's gaps in the detail. Yeah, that's their weakness. The conscientious person is someone who's like, you know, like analytical. I'm going to work it to the last dollar. They won't move until it's perfect on paper. That's their weakness. They spend a lot of time on researching, on analyzing, but they never go out there and make it, like the dominant person. Yeah? So that's their weakness. But they're good at making sure attention to detail is covered, you see. So you can see there's synergy between the dominant person and the conscientious person. Yeah? Then you've got the support person. I love support people. They're loving, they want to give, they support you. They're like the real support person. You want to have that person on your team, but you want to know where you want to fit that person in your team. Yeah? The influential person, we need influential people. Influential people, they'll tell you the whole story. They'll tell you this is how we're going to create our business, but they don't have any idea how it's going to happen. They're good communicators. They don't need much the D's. They need the C's and the S's. The conscientious person who's really analytical, and the support person so they can get all the projects, you know, all covered. So when you start your own business, or when you start employing people, you want to make sure you have all 4 people on your team. But you want to make sure which of those people have to fit which jobs. So if, let's say, you're a dominant person and you're the boss, you're leading the team, you don't really need another dominant person unless you want to create a model where I'm going to have lots of partners in my business. You know, you're a partner in this area and I'm a partner in this area, I'm a partner in this area. That might work. But if you've got one business, one man band, I'm going to grow my business, you don't need too many D's. Otherwise there will be clash, because the D's don't like each other. Yes, don't like each other. They, because of their personality. See, there's nothing wrong and nothing right. You know, it's just people. This is the way people are. So the dominant person needs to fulfill their potential. We can't see it like, oh, I'm dominated. You know, this is a dominant person. We don't want to deal with them. They have God's gift. We need all of them, because without all of them, society cannot function. We can't say, oh, we don't want dominant people because, you know, they want to run the show. But if you don't have a person who will run the show, I'm telling you, the influential person have got no idea about running the show. They just want to talk and socialize The conscientious person, well, they're sitting in the corner, programming, analyzing, researching. I don't want to run a project. I'm not good at it. The support person will cry if you put them in a position of power, because they'll go, oh my God, I can't talk to anyone. I shouldn't be in this job. I should be helping the boss. I don't want to be the boss, right? So then it's not going to work, right? So you want to have all of them on your team. You just need to know which one will work in which job. So before you employ anyone, do a Myers-Briggs test online. You can download it. Your employee does the test online for you, and they send you the report for you to know what kind of person they are. So if you say, I need a support person as a support job, then you want to look for that support person. You can't go and get someone who is influential, because she or he are not going to cover the detail. They want to talk on the phone. They want to go to parties. Now, if you want a salesperson to close deals, to open doors, to talk to people, you want the influential person on your team. You see what I'm talking about? You want that person to sell, because they're good at selling. You see what I mean? If you want someone who will analyze, who will do IT, especially IT guys, they're good at analyzing and researching, but they're not good at selling. It's a fact. It's not, 100%, but a lot of IT, accounting, physicists, they're more in that corner. They're the research, analyzing, etc. We need them, because without them, the project will fail, because we need to close the gaps, because the dominant person, who is even the leader, will not be able to make it. So if we start looking at each other as, well, I'm a D and you're an I for influential, D for dominant, S for support, C for conscientious, then we can work together, can't we? It makes sense. People's behavior starts making sense. So we don't have to kind of bitch, He's like that and she's like that and I'm like that, and no, I'm sorry, they're like that, and yeah. So if you bring that team, and I think, with the IT company client that went global, when I look at the kind of people they're bringing in, their sales manager is definitely an influential person. She'll talk to anyone in the lift, in the car, anywhere. People she doesn't know, she'll talk to them. You want her to be the sales manager. She did a fantastic job. Without her, the sales of $5 million would not have happened. The developer was the C person. He was the conscientious person. The CEO, who's got the good management skills, who put the team together, who looked at who can work where, he was the dominant person. But he was smart. He always made sure he got the right advisors on his team to cover the gaps that he would cover, because he's dominant. He's big picture person. They will forget about the detail. So they made sure that they've got the right people on their team to cover their weakness. There's nothing wrong with it, It's like, what can I do to succeed? Where is my weakness? I'm going to cover it. Everybody has a position in life, And I think we have to start leading by example. We don't want authoritarian regimes, do we? The young people are agreeing. So with that context in mind, we need to look at, we want to really help Palestine. I help myself, and by me helping myself and my community, I'm going to help Palestine. And by teaming up with the right people, team stands, this is like kind of a cliche now in business school, that team is together, everyone achieves more. And I think we need to have that kind of mindset when we talk to people, when we deal with the right people that we want to have on our team. Everyone I spoke to so far, I haven't seen anyone who would kind of go, well, can I set up a strategic alliance with that company, because what they do is complementary to what we do. We can help each other. and we can both win. I haven't seen that yet. I haven't seen people saying, I want to have a business network. I don't know if that's happening in Palestine, but in Australia there's lots of small and biggest business networks where business people come together. You might have 20 business people in a room. They sit down, they get them breakfast or lunch. They do about 2 hour get to know each other. What business are you in? What business am I in? What can we do to help each other? But you also, like when you commit to these small business networks, you commit to that person that I'm going to find you a couple of clients. Because in my network, they're there. If I help you, can you commit that you would help me to bring clients within your network? It's not because I like you or because I have to do this because I'm in this business network, but it's like, sorry? Common interest. That's right. I win, you win. I haven't seen that happening here yet. I haven't seen business networks.
But there's a reason for that.
Yes, what's the reason?
I think in Australia there are competitors and many people work in the same field, so it's good for them not to compete and to merge and to work together, to collaborate. But I think here in each business there isn't that much companies or much competitors. There's maybe one big company and that's it. I think so. The market here is
dominated by big companies.
And, yeah.
Okay. There's 500 big companies in Australia. They're like on the stock exchange, Al Borsa. They're big companies. 500. But there's 140,000 small businesses that can work together. A lot of them work for the big boys, by the way. You might say, I have a consulting business. But who's your client? Oh, the big bank. Okay? So you're really working for the bank, right? But you have your own business. And you say, well, you can talk to somebody else who's got contacts in this bank or that bank, and we can help each other. I'm going to get this contract, I'm going to get that contract. It doesn't have to be a company. It could be like a service that I can provide somebody else that needs help. Do you see what I mean? I think I'm not sure if there's this business network concept, but I think that would work really well, especially that we're like, you know, in a small environment. What can you do to help me? What if they have someone from overseas that, you know, they work overseas that could help them? Have we looked at the Palestinian diaspora? Are they linked with us? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Building local networks is important. I've seen guys from Al Khalil. Apparently Al Khalil guys have got big brains. They come up with all these inventions, and apparently they're good in commerce. You know, تجارين, تجار. Everybody has got their own talent, and we do need to kind of connect with each other. Don't know what's happening up in Jenin, but everything seems to be happening around Ramallah. Is that the case?
Yep.
So what's happening to the people there? Who's going to help them? What can we do to help each other? What can we do to build our networks? Yeah? It doesn't have to be a formal thing. You could get together with 10 of your friends and say, well, this is the kind of business I'm in. These are the kind of clients I have. What kind of business can we both work and do together? You refer me, I refer you. We want to go global. What can we do to outsource together? Why can't we become an outsourcing company like our Kazakhstani friend? We speak good English, don't we? We can do it. And connecting with our Palestinian diaspora, if you talk to anyone, they'll tell you, عندي أخو هون, عندي أخو بعمان, or America. So we have our own network. We have our own resources. We don't know what they're doing. Have you heard of LinkedIn? Yeah? Oh, that's great. I found out that my cousin Ba'amman is a CPA like me. I found out that he does more auditing work. I do more accounting and tax work. He wants to know how can he go into accounting, more accounting, because he doesn't like auditing anymore. What can we do to work together and help each other? Yeah? So if you open the door, start having a conversation, what can I do to help you? We need to create some community online, like a hub, where we bring, and this is one of the things that I'm talking about. Sorry, it's not showing, sorry. Is it showing there? No. This says Palestine Business Community. This is us here, linked with the Palestinian diaspora, who have already their contacts, they have already their businesses. They can source business down to us, because they all want to help us, but we don't want sympathy, do we? I can do the job. I only want you to give me the job because I deserve it on merit. I don't want wasta. I don't need wasta, because wasta doesn't get me far. It's only merit that will get me far. Yeah? So that's one of the things that we want to create, this hub. Palestine chambers of commerce in lots of countries. The Israelis have it in every country. The Australia-Israel Chamber of Commerce is one of the strongest chambers of commerce in Australia of any other country. Why can't we do it? I know this needs high-level leadership, but we got to start somewhere. We all know how to do a Facebook community page. We all know how to create a forum page on LinkedIn. Why can't we sit down together and create that together? Like, those open source softwares. You got all these IT guys around the world creating something for free, right? Then they give it to the world. Why can't we do that? We could sell it to other diaspora, other communities. We could have that program to sell it to the Americans or to the French. There's lots of French around the world. We could sell it to the Jordanians. We could sell it to the Lebanese. The Lebanese are everywhere around the world. But we got to start somewhere. We have to talk. We have to know what have you got in your head that I would need, and what have you got in my head that I need. So we don't want anyone's fish. I don't want charity. I want to know how to fish. Before we get anywhere, if you're starting your own business as a bidaya, entrepreneur, you would need to kind of come up with not only the business plan, but you also need to come up with how you're going to sell, and maybe show that you can sell, because no investor and no one will come in and give you any money. So if you want to go to the global market, if you want to export your business, yes, you might not need that first seed money, but you might need the second phase of the investor money. You need to know where your business is going to go and how you're going to do it. And before I finish, because the reason I put this on is because I want to, if you want to go global, you want to also look at, if I get an investor in, and what is an investor looking for. That's my son and my niece. They're both born at the same time, about 2 weeks apart. They love each other a lot. Since they were born, they've been together and have been inseparable. So for me, that's the love that you would need to have with your investor as well. It's like you gotta find the right partner, your life partner. لسه احنا العرب بنفكر ابن عمي وابن خالي بدي اتجوزه. So attracting an investor is like finding your life partner. But your investor will be looking at, or you would need also to look at, does that person that I'm dealing with, whether I'm the business person or the investor, what kind of values do you have? Are you a shark or are you an angel investor? I need to know what values you have. Do you want to create win-win relationship with me, or do you want to do you win and I lose? 80% of your company is going to go to me. You don't want these kind of investors, and you need to know upfront who they are and avoid them. They also, before they give you any money, they want to know what skills you have. And I've actually we've put on your table like doing a skills audit. If let's say you want to run your own business, if you want to export, you want to have these skills or have other people on your team to have these skills. So looking at doing a skills audit is what could help you and an investor to give you the money. An investor is not going to give you the money if you as the CEO are more, let's say, a C person. You're hardly anywhere. They will give you money if you're more a D person. But they will give you money if they know that you've got the other people on your team to cover your weakness, because everyone got it. No one is perfect. Yeah? So do you have that skill set to show them? Do I have a C person? Do I have a S person? Do I have an I person? Am I the D person running this business? Can I show them that I can bring the business in? And they love to find out how you're going to bring sales in. And if you have proved that you can bring sales in, that's even better.